This is madness!
The legend himself, Drokz, left a comment on my last video about the history of terror. He pointed out 10 key things that I'd like to address in this second part, to correct and clarify, and most importantly, to treat the genre and the scene with the respect it deserves. First of all, I want to say thank you for the constructive feedback. I really appreciate comments like these. They help me understand how I can improve my videos and make them better for everyone. I see this not as an attack, but as valuable insight. Constant improvement is the way forward, and that's exactly what I'm aiming for. So let's start with the first point. Cybersonic. Jackhammer is, according to Drokz, the first track that can truly be recognized as terror. The hardcore gabber speedcore series started in 1994 with releases on Terrordrome with Mokum Records in Amsterdam, featuring hardcore and gabber. Later volumes focused on German and French hardcore and speedcore through Nordcore Records in Hamburg. Unofficial volumes are listed under Terrordrome 5. Besides the Terrordome CDs, the Tunnel of Terror CDs and Extreme Terror compilations also played a key role in spreading the genre. One of Holland's most famous extreme gabber and terror, owner of Hong Kong violence. Akira first singles were released in 1998, all made with the legendary 8-bit hardcore machine, aka Amiga 600. He became good friends with Richard, aka Drokz, whom he met during an interview at the Tunnel of Terror, Mysteryland 1997.
Like it here? Yeah, it's amazing. Yes, yeah, I like it. It's great. Yeah. Like here in Holland, Holland is the biggest hardcore scene. But in Switzerland, there were also DJs from Holland, like DJ Drokz or Gizmo. Yeah.
Big names.
Yeah, big names. But I like Neophyte.
They are very great from Rotterdam.
Yeah.
So next year, if there is another Mysteryland, you will be back in Holland?
Yeah, clear.
In Australia, Bloody Fist Records shaped a distinct terror sound, often produced with Amiga computers. Nason Blutin, discovered by Lenny D, gained recognition with 100% no soul guaranteed on industrial strength records. The Destroyer and Akira also began producing tracks using Amiga systems. The mono-bass sound typical of these productions still holds up on large sound systems. Bloody Fist combined hardcore with elements of hip-hop and jungle. The Destroyer continues to use Amiga hardware today. Software and studio development. Early DAW alternatives like Octamed and Renoise, the later used by Noisekick, played a key role in shaping digital hardcore production. Other artists, such as Drokz and Tails, relied on hardware setups from the beginning, using machines like the TR-909, Juno 106, and Alpha Juno. DOA used analog synths and drum machines. Their track NYC Speedcore became the namesake of the entire genre.
Fucking New York City Speedcore!
From Denmark, Lasse Steen, also known as Senecal, Rules of Anger, and Skullblower, introduced dark analog terror, leaving a lasting impact on industrial producers. Names and scenes. Legendary parties like Terror Drang in the Netherlands pushed the limits with brutally fast lineups, raw sounds, and a no-compromise vibe. These weren't just parties, they were endurance tests. Then there was Tunnel of Terror, a dedicated area within Thunderdome that showcased the most extreme edge of hardcore. Here, artists like Drokz, Akira, and The Destroyer tore through BPM barriers with strobes and smoke choking the air. It wasn't pretty, it was war. Earlier still, scenes were exploding in the north with Nordcore GmbH in Hamburg. Those live evil parties set the tone for what would become industrial speedcore. Harsh, mechanical, and unapologetic. And we can't forget cult events like I Hate Trance or PORN, both iconic, underground, and full of anti-mainstream energy. These were safe havens for chaos, where vinyl cracked, tapes hissed, and Amiga samples melted minds. By the 2000s, a new wave was rising, fueled by the UK and France. Breakbeat heavy and industrial-driven terror began to dominate, with labels like Death Chant and Epitaph leading the charge.
Take that, motherfucker!
One name that stands out in this landscape is Liza and Ilias, a true pioneer and legend of extreme electronic music. And then there's Paranoiser, still active, still relentless, a long-standing force who continues to carry the torch for the terror scene. Martin Dam, one of the most influential figures of the genre. Active since 1990, he released music under various aliases, including Biochip C, The Speed Freak, and Search and Destroy. Here's another artist who is modern and younger, Dissoactive. In the Vice documentary about modern gabber, he shows how hardcore has influenced his life.
Ik geloof dat mijn leven een beetje rondom de hardcore gebouwd is. Gewoon alles waar ik doe heeft wel een beetje met hardcore te maken. Momenteel maak ik terror. Dus ja, dat is nog wel een tandje harder dan de normale mainstream hardcore. Maar ik vind het gewoon vet om snelle muziek te maken. Dat is gewoon mijn trance, mijn roes. Ik ben geen doorsnee manneke geweest vroeger. Ik ben wel iemand geweest die buiten de boot viel. Net zoals heel veel mensen in de hardcore scene of in een alternatieve scene. Ik heb een hele andere gedachtegang gehad, denk ik, in die tijd. Ja, meer in mijn eigen wereldje. En dat is ideaal als je muziek maakt. Dan kan je zelf lekker afsluiten en lekker je eigen ding doen. En dat is niet alleen maar om het uit te brengen, om release te houden, maar gewoon als uiting van mijn gevoel.
Another well-known DJ and representative of terror is Noisekick Rudmer Reitsma from Leeuwarden. Holland has been producing hardcore terror and speedcore since 1995. He started with Fast Tracker 2 and has been using Renoise since 2003. His first EP with Kerberos was released in 2001. Here's an example of it.
Pure machteloosheid.
Overdonderd zijn.
Ja,
dat zou hij zeker.
Hosts a popular party series that carries his name, Noise Kicks Terror Drang. With his horror mask, he creates strong visual branding. It makes him stand out and helps establish him as the face of the scene. That was the update on the history of terror. For more info, feel free to check out the first video on the history of I hope that with the help of DJ Drokz, I was able to bring you the most accurate and respectful insight into the genre and its influences. There's always more to say, but that would go beyond the scope of this video. The goal is to keep it compact and interesting for you. I'm always open to feedback and new ideas for future videos. And one more thing. Since I use music in my videos, I can't monetize them. That's why I'm truly grateful for any support, whether through YouTube donations or PayPal. Link is in the comments and description. Don't forget to follow me on SoundCloud, Instagram, and TikTok. It helps me continue this work because I spend days researching, editing, and talking to various producers. If you want to dive deeper into the hardcore scene, check out my History of Hardcore playlist. And if you want to level up your Hawken moves, don't miss my Hawken tutorial playlist. What is your favorite Terra DJ? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching.